right, now we're recording. So welcome again. Let's get going here on the things that we need to cover. So first of all, let's talk about our vision statement like we normally do every month. Our vision is to build a Hoosier grassroots community of citizens and legislators dedicated to the constitutional concept of self-governance. Our mission statement, our objectives, and we're going to be delving into some of these tonight because we still have some work to be done. Our first objective was to meet quarterly and present the 34 Ready plan to all the targeted legislators. And second one, and we are we're struggling on this one. We're making some progress, but not a great deal. Okay, somebody's got not muted, and there's a child crying in the background.
Sorry about that. Let me fix it.
Huh?
Let me fix it. I had it muted. I'm not sure what changed.
Okay. All right. Next objective was to grow the grassroots to 40,000 petition signers. We're going to talk about this tonight because we've uncovered something going on with our numbers that I think we can address and get ourselves in line to reach this goal. Establish 7 region captains. Not there yet. We got 3 good ones. We may get 1 or 2 more. Got some good people in line, but I don't know that we're going to get to 7. We'll still struggle to do that. And create 4 Young Americans for COS high school chapters. Maya is making progress. We got some things to report on that tonight, but we're going to be struggling to get. I doubt that we're going to get to the 4, but we're making good progress in that area. Okay, all right. Let's bring Rodney on. Rodney, you're there, I know. And hey, Rodney, you want to give us a national update?
Yeah, I'll keep it short. You're all on Slack, which I hope you all are. I type up a national update every Monday, and as soon as Susan can get to it, she copies and pastes it to all the Slack teams, and so you should be able to see that on the general channel on Slack. There's like 11 items on there. The most important things I think Dale's going to talk about later, so I'll just keep it short like that. Legislative-wise, there was a committee hearing in Pennsylvania. I think it was yesterday, I believe. We also have a good number of states on the roll, like Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio. West Virginia's heating up. And North Carolina has some things going on, but you may not hear a whole lot about that until something spins up. So lots of good news, and see a lot of great things in Indiana going on. So thank you all for all you do, and I'll take questions at the end if you got any questions on particulars.
Okay. Well, one of the topics that Rodney and that I wanted you to was hoping you might address is we got the call to action tomorrow. Starts tomorrow, right?
Yeah. So if you want me to talk about that, we did this at the beginning of this year and at the end of last year. It was like one back-to-back. They did it over the holidays. It didn't go well, but I guess they're going to do this every year. And the purpose of it is to, in case you have a call to action that you need to do in your state or nationally, like a rescission effort like we did with Alabama, we want to make sure the district captains can be reached and the region captains can be reached pretty quickly and respond to be able to take action on whatever the state or the country has going on.
Okay.
So that's one of the big reasons. The other one is they kind of want to see if the district captains and region captains can be contacted all together. It's kind of a sort of a measure of the state health and active DCs, like you hear Jason talking about on the Tuesday webinar, and you see in the weekly roundup, things like that. So that's what this is all about. And what's going to happen here is tomorrow morning I'll call Dale and say we're ready to go. I give him a link to a survey. The survey has, I think, 4 or 5 questions on it. One of them is how did you hear about it, and hopefully you'll hear about it by phone. If not, put phone in there anyway. Uh, so, so Dale has a plan for a call tree, and he will reach out to all the region captains and the district captains however he sees fit. And you have until midnight Sunday night to take that survey. It gets cut off at that point, and we want 100% of the region captains and the district captains to respond. Take that survey. Just take a couple minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you go.
All right. Now, we have the calling tree set up. It's a pinned item on the general channel. Once again, this is only region captains and district captains. So when I get the call from Rodney, I will then call Gary and Paul, and then they will initiate. They know who they're supposed to be calling, and they will then call the individuals that are assigned to them. And I think then the region captains will then have individuals to call, district captains to call within their region. So should go okay. The last time this was done, Indiana registered 100% participation. So and that participation is measured based on those survey responses. So responding to that survey is very key. That acknowledges that you got the message. So let's bring Indiana again in with 100% participation. Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions on that on this call to action?
So Dale, the call to action is by telephone, but the survey is online on the general channel. Is that right?
Yes. Right. Right. Okay. Next thing I wanted to mention was I just thought I might as well go ahead and mention this now in Rodney's segment, is that we have our strategy meeting coming up this Saturday from 10 to 2, and we're meeting at the St. Elizabeth Ann Seton Catholic Church on Haverstick Road in Carmel. This is for region captains, district captains, and support personnel. We've sent this out, and everybody, and we've asked everybody to respond to Paul if you plan on attending. Looks like we got a good group. Rodney, are you still planning on joining us Saturday?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody again and the people that I haven't met yet. It's going to be awesome.
Great, great. It's very, very good, Rodney. That's about a 300-mile drive for you, isn't it, Rodney?
Something like that. I think it takes 5 hours to get there.
Wow, wow. Okay. Well, I want to thank you for doing that. Really looking forward to this now. We did this last year, and it was as a result of this meeting last year that we came up with our mission objective. And so I fully anticipate that we will be creating another set of mission objectives for us to strive to achieve in 2020. So this is an important meeting. So any of you that can make it, please let Paul know if you haven't already. I might also mention a little administrative point here. We do lunch there, and what we normally do is we order pizza. So I'm asking everyone to be prepared to contribute about $5 for lunch, okay? If it's less than that, then the contribution will be less. But I'm just guessing that it should be about $5. And so please come prepared to make that contribution for lunch. All right, let's move on then. We got a Patriot Pen that we want to give away this evening. Just for those of you that are new, Patriot Pen It is literally a pin, a lapel pin that you can attach to your clothing to wear on special or any occasion. These are pins that we give to individuals that have, we think, have gone above and beyond. They exhibit a positive attitude. They're real team players, and all around just very, very good leaders within our group here in Indiana. So we try to give these away at each state call. We don't do it every time, but I have one I want to give away tonight, and I want to recognize District Captain Larry Hudson tonight. He's the district captain in District 24, and Larry, I know you're on tonight, right?
Yes, I am.
You were on.
Well, I muted myself. Now I'm unmuted.
Okay, all right. Well, Larry, congratulations on this. I want to go ahead and talk just briefly about some of the things that Larry's been doing. He's been reaching out to some targeted legislators, trying to get some appointments with them. He and Melba Kaiser, there you are, Larry, there you are. He and, you got a Make America Great Again hat on, don't you? Where'd he go? There he goes.
That's my gun show attire.
Okay. But he and Melba Kaiser, another district captain in his region, they have really teamed up and are doing some things together as a team. They're creating a newsletter as a team. They've been doing information tables as a team, and they just did another table at the gun show in Kokomo. And I really want to recognize you, Larry, for this team approach. I think Gary and I have been talking about that, and I think we're going to encourage other district captains to team up in other regions. I think it's a very good approach. So one other thing, Larry, I'm going to have you say something here, believe me or not, as soon as I get done.
That's fine.
But another thing that Larry has done recently that I really I think is outstanding, this gun show that he did in Kokomo just last weekend, he had an information table at the gun show. Larry contacted volunteers outside of his district, contacted volunteers that were in districts surrounding Kokomo, where the gun show was going to be, and he managed to get some volunteers to help him at the gun show. And I think that's really, really outstanding, Larry. You want to tell us how you did that?
Well, it was a team effort. Melba did some calling herself, so
Okay.
There's some synergy, I think, involved when you team up. But you gave me access to, I think 6 different House districts that basically surrounded House District 30, which is primarily the Kokomo area. And we just petitioned those, I think there were 6 or 7 House districts, and we got, the majority were from the Kokomo area, but we got probably 3 that I can think of that were from quite some distances away. And they were just, in fact, one came both days. And she came all the way from Warsaw, yes.
Really?
And
Now,
we were favorably impressed.
Larry sent me a couple pictures of these people that worked the show, and I've got those on a slide a little later on in their call tonight. So hang on, Larry, and I might have you come on if we have time, and so you can identify these people that helped you at the show.
Sure.
But so, Larry, thank you very much for everything you're doing. And like I said, as soon as I get my Social Security check, I'll mail your pin to you. All right?
Well, I appreciate the recognition. undeservedly perhaps. We've got a lot more work to do. We've got some ideas that are still in the planning stages, so we hope we can do more. We're happy, I think, with the gun show. It was much more productive than the county fair. Of course, this was inside and the county fair was outside, and so I think we had a better start at this one. And
I'm glad you mentioned that.
More receptive crowd.
How many petitions did you get signed?
I'll be turning in 57.
57 petitions.
Yes, signed petitions, and actually a lot of people took information too that they wanted to think about it, which I understand, and I'm sure a certain percentage of those will go on the website. That was our charge. Once you're satisfied, you need to go on the website to really satisfy yourself. There's a wealth of information there, and you can sign up on the website. We did not have a computer at our table, and so ours was strictly a paper product.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, we've had great luck at gun shows. We just really seem to hit a chord there at gun shows. So good job, Larry. And I see on your shirt there it says "Hell No Beto." Is there something? Isn't there a gun below that, or? There it is. Yeah. All right. Hell no, Beto. Okay. All right, Larry. Thank you very much.
You bet. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's move on here. We want to get into the grassroots area. We're going to recognize some new leaders and go through some tracking reports that we normally do. So as far as new leaders, we have one new district captain that came on board in October. Nicholas, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Bermudez, district captain in Indiana District Number 1 up in Region 1, as a matter of fact, which is great because we've only had one district captain up there for some time. Now, with Nicholas coming on board, we're going to have two. We do have 2 or 3 other district captains in the training process, so I hope to report some people completing the training program on our November call. So, but right now I just wanted to recognize our new district captain that's just started the training, and so we'll look forward to him coming on board. All right, let's talk now about, of course, we still have positions open that we need to fill. District captains, event coordinator. We're going to be talking about this at the strategy meeting, okay? So, and especially district captains and how we're going to get more district captains on board. So that's going to be certainly a topic at our strategy meeting coming up this Saturday. Region breakdown. This is what we generally look at every month. We're down to about 19 district captains in the state, and as you can see, the red indicates where the distribution is. We've been trying to get 5 district captains in each region, so we've been struggling on that. Same with the region captains. These reports are pinned. I'll be pinning these to the general channel tomorrow, so you can take a closer look at them. But this is one I wanted to discuss a little bit with you. We had a good month in October as far as new petition signers. We had over 1,000. Now, that could be, I know National notified us that they had a backlog that they were going to process, so this may be a result of that backlog coming through, that we went over 1,000, but we sure needed the numbers, okay? So year to date, we're at 36,666, and well, before I go further, Region 6 led the way in October with 167 petitions. Region 4 still leads the way year to date. And District 20, which is open, led the way as far as individual districts for the month. But what I wanted to point out to you is, you notice here our mission goal is to hit 40,000. Well, we have 36,666, but that's based on the LMS. Those, I have found out, are petition signers. If you look at our district dashboard, there are 40,154 supporters. Now, what I have found out, I always thought that difference was what represented people, supporters that did not provide adequate contact information, so they were not able to be assigned to a particular district. Well, come to find out, Tim schooled me on this. Come to find out, the difference really, that's not the difference. The difference is in petition signers. So the difference between 36,000 and 40,000 are people that have not signed the petition. So Gary and Paul and I are going to talk about this, and if we embark on a campaign for the rest of this year to contact these people, which we can identify them, contact them and get them to sign the petition, then our numbers are going to go up, and it'll give us a much better chance of hitting our goal of 40,000. So you're going to be hearing more from us on this particular project. But anybody have any questions on this? Do you understand this?
Do we know how they got in the system if they didn't sign a petition?
Well, yes, there are ways to open an account in Convention of States without signing the petition.
Okay.
It depends on how they entered the system, what avenue they took to come into the system. Rodney, are you still there?
I am. When a person signs up on Convention of States, they're not required to sign the petition.
Okay.
It's good that they do, but at least they're getting our information, and your plan here to contact them is awesome, because that's what we want to do with those supporters that haven't signed the petition.
Well, I think this is a good opportunity to contact these people, and of course ask them to sign the petition. But you might take the opportunity, if they're willing to talk to you, to talk to them about getting more involved in Convention of States, and maybe apply for a leadership role. So it could be a good lead-in, a good opportunity to talk to some more people. You'll be hearing more about this as we work through the details. All right? Okay, let's go to our district captain activity tracking report. And Gary, I would like for you to come on. Gary's going to be as the co-state leader in operations. Gary is going to be handling this report going forward. So Gary, you want to tell us about this report?
Yeah, I'm going to cover a couple things here. So if we take a look at this, we can see first half of the year what we got done, the actual couple legislator appointments, 9 meetings and events, and 12 communications, newsletter type things. Second half of the year, you could see our goals, which were pretty lofty, you might say, and we're falling short of that, but we are making a little bit of progress. We did not have any additional legislator meetings in the month of September, but we did have a couple of other meetings and events. I want to recognize those. One of those would be the COS Live appearance by Melba Kaiser on the COS Live broadcast with Dale. The second one was Richard Loken, who did the parade in Plymouth, a first ever event for Convention of States in Indiana anyway. As near as I know, nobody's ever done a parade before, and but those were the two things we did that were outreach type meetings or events. And communications-wise, newsletters, we didn't have anybody else do a newsletter in the month of September. So you can see that we've got a lot of room to build on those numbers. Hopefully we'll get some things out in October. I know that in October, meetings and events is going to increase by at least 2 because of the gun show that Larry Melba did. And seems like we have one other event, meeting or event. Well, we've got one actually coming up tomorrow night in South Bend that was put together by Richard again. And so
well, Melba appeared on Indiana Live again in October.
Oh, okay. So that's 2.
Yeah.
Those 2. And then we have that meeting event, that town hall type meeting with a Tea Party group up in St. Joseph County. That meeting is tomorrow night in South Bend, and anybody that would like to show up is welcome to.
Okay.
Information is available on Slack. So we want to try to build on those numbers in the last 3 months of the year.
Now, just so everyone's clear on this, well, they should be. But these are the expectations. These are the things that we expect district captains to do on a month-in, month-out basis. And what I've listed here as far as legislator appointments, these are the things that qualify as satisfying that expectation. Meeting with an assigned legislator, meeting with a targeted legislator, or having a meaningful phone call with the legislator. And same way with meetings and events. These are the things that qualify for satisfying that expectation. And communications right now, it's the newsletter is what we're expecting. So these are the expectations that we have for our district captains. And Gary is going to certainly work with the district captains and region captains to meet these expectations. Anybody have any questions on this? Okay. Now my phone just went off. Turn that off. Okay. I wanted to, speaking of district captains and region captains, I wanted to recognize some events, some activities that took place this past month. Gary appeared on WoWo Radio, a local, very, very popular radio station in our area here, Fort Wayne. Gary appeared as a guest, did a fantastic job. And that's the talk show host, Pat Miller. So Gary did a great job. In the center here, this is another gun show that our Region Captain and Region 6 put on in Richmond, the Richmond Gun Show. Thomas Schultz conducted an information table at the gun show. And these last pictures have to do with the Kokomo Gun Show that Larry Hudson and Melba Kaiser conducted. And Larry, you still there? There's I think I got the names here that you had given me. These are the volunteers that Larry was able to recruit to work the gun show, right, Larry?
Val, the top photo is the Saturday portion, and then and the bottom photo, both of the on the right are both Saturday, and then Melba had there were I think 2 volunteers. I'm not sure what that gentleman's name is, but and she may be online and she can fill you in on that. But that was a Sunday effort, and we worked of course Saturday and Sunday on this gun show. So the ones on the right are both one day.
Just really great that you were able to reach out to these volunteers in other districts to get them, and they agreed to come and help. That's really great. I think you told me that, didn't you say you had 1 or 2 might in fact be good district captain candidates?
Yes, I have a couple of names for you. I don't know if you want me to give them to you now.
No, that's okay, not now.
Yeah, I've got two. One was a volunteer, and one is just someone I think is so sharp that he needs to be in COS, and I think with a little help, we can get him involved.
All right, excellent. Thanks a lot, Larry. Good job. All right, let's move on. Legislative, Paul.
Yes. So, I'm sporting the same shirt as Larry tonight.
Oh, okay.
So, nothing new on the Free to Be Free podcast, but I did want to talk a little bit about the Faithful Commissioner Law. I've had some good conversations with Senator Holdman on that, and he and I met personally at the Leadership Summit and met with Ramona DeSalvo, one of our, she's an assistant to Rita Dunaway. But we had some good conversations and some strategy, and Senator Holtman met with Senator Long, retired Senator Long, to discuss when we should be updating the Faithful Commissioner Law. This was Senator Long's bill. So the bottom line is that they felt that we should wait another legislative session before introducing a bill. So we're not going to be doing a bill in this next session, 2020. Most likely will be 2021. They'd like to see a few more states passed and get us past the 2020 election before we start pushing some updates on this. So that gives us this coming legislative session to focus on the targeted legislators, bringing them up to speed, and positioning ourselves to make a push with a bill in 2021. The strategic planning meeting, Dale, I think you pretty much covered it.
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody on Saturday, and think we're going to make some progress there.
Everybody, Paul hosted and conducted the meeting last year, and he's going to do it again this year.
I am?
So,
I thought you were going to run it.
No.
Okay. So the targeted legislator tracking report, actually, some good news. It's a little inaccurate. I missed a couple here, but Dale, if you go to that next slide, the picture of you with
right.
Representative Chung. So we've actually had 3 meetings with targeted legislators that I'm aware of now. So Dale drove all the way to the west side of the state to meet with Chris Chung and got his support. Isn't that correct, Dale?
Yes. He was on the list as a targeted legislator, undetermined. We didn't know where he stood. So I went there, found out he was having a town hall meeting, and I went there for the meeting. And after the meeting, I was able to basically ask him, Representative, do you support SJR 14, our resolution? And he didn't know anything about it. So we had a little conversation there, and he basically said, well, that he could support those things. So that was enough. That's all I needed to move him from the undetermined column to the support column. And I might note here, this young man, I think he's about 25 years old, graduated from high school in 2011. Boy, did I feel old. But anyway, but the other main thing is that he's a Democrat. And I felt really, really good. Not only did we contact a targeted legislator, but a Democrat. So also meeting with me that night, joining me that night was John Domka, the district captain in District 3, which was really just a few miles away. So he joined me at the meeting, so we both were able to talk with Representative Chris Chung. So.
Okay, and so I apologize. This is one I missed. In checking LMS, I see that Thomas Schultz had a meeting with Senator J.D. Prescott on the 9th. Senator Prescott is a targeted legislator, and Thomas identified him as a supporter. So, put you on the spot here, Thomas, if you want to give us a quick 30-second on what that meeting was like. We'd love to hear from you.
I thought he was on here.
I thought he was on as well.
Hey, this is Melba. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take his 30 seconds. So
you were next on my list, Melba.
Okay, so Jack Durst and I met with Senator Gaskill today. He is from Senate District 26. He's one of our targeted legislators, junior senator, and he is a supporter. In fact, Jack said that he kind of remembered his name. So this gentleman, before he was a senator, before he was an elected official, he was a supporter of COS. He was part of the surge in 2016 to get it approved, so or get it passed. So he got the 34 Ready plan today, and he is a strong supporter.
Fantastic. So Dale, this report you're showing us is inaccurate. Our total number of supporters should now be 28. And then the current undecided would be 37.
Okay. Okay, you see on this report, the yellow is where we started the year at as far as supporters and undecided, undeclared, and the blue column is where we stand now. So that should be, that's gone up. Well, we're making some headway here, aren't we?
Yeah, and the good news is all 6 of the targeted legislators we've identified have come on as supporters.
Okay. I just, while we're talking about targeted legislators, we have found out that there are some fall dinners coming up in various locations and generally conducted by county Republican parties. So I know there's one here coming up. I think it's the 1st of November in the Allen County, hosted by the Allen County GOP. I'm going on November 1st. I'm going to one being hosted by the Brown County Republican Party. So those of you district captains, region captains, be on the lookout. Go on Facebook, check these out. Be on the lookout for dinners coming up in the fall. These are good opportunities to see if targeted legislators will be attending these events, and this is a good opportunity to confront them and ask them if they support us or not. So just want to stress that to all of you. Okay, Paul, you got anything else?
That's all I got.
All right. Thanks, Paul.
Sure.
Okay, well, our comms team leader, Ken Kashuba. Ken, are you there?
I am here.
Well, that's good. I don't see you.
Can you see me now? I'm above you on my computer.
There you are.
It took a little bit to get through to Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, outside of continuing to work with Dale on Marengo and getting him more involved with some of the things, like Indiana, we just a couple of weekends ago. I'm not sure whether everybody's had heard much about a first-time conference that
You're
called
fading
Made
in and
in
out,
America.
Ken. You're fading in and out.
I'm fading. But let me see if I can get a little better. Turning the volume up. Is that helping?
I think it helps, yeah. But your picture is freezing up temporarily from here and there.
Must be bandwidth.
Yeah.
Got nothing else running, but can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it kind of
Or am I
breaks
still
up
freezing?
a little bit.
Okay. Well, you want me to try and come back in a little bit?
Yeah, why don't you do that? Let's go. Let's talk to John. Are you on, John Ackerman?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, John.
Hi.
What's up with our media liaison? There you are. All right.
Yeah.
Slim.
Well, I wrote a news story about the Indiana delegates who went to the COS summit at Colonial Williamsburg, and I sent it out to several newspapers. Not all the newspapers that I want to send it to, but I got started and sent it to hometown newspapers of probably 3 or 4 of those who attended. And my hope is to, or my plan is to continue sending that out until I get all of the hometown newspapers of all of our Indiana delegates to that summit. and so that's going on, and I'm doing that as I find time to get her done. And of course, the social media interaction is still going on. And just last week, I signed up a new social media warrior, Richard Fries of DeMont, Indiana, which is way up in the northwest corner. It's almost, but not quite, in the Chicago suburbs. So, and Richard is very active in Facebook, and he's already been arguing our case and reposting some of our good memes. And so I just continue to look for people who want to be social media warriors, and for people who want to write letters to the editor. And if anybody's on the meeting tonight or listening to this recording and you want to get involved in writing letters to the editor of your local newspaper or as a social media warrior, just get in touch with me and let me know. Especially with Twitter and Instagram. We're pretty active on Facebook. And so we can always add more Facebook warriors, but if any of you are active in Twitter or Instagram or any other social platform, let me know, because I'd like to sign you up and get you contending for the cause. So that's about all I have to say.
John, on this new social media warrior, Richard, is he getting the training from National? Do you know? Is he getting the training he's supposed to be getting?
Well, I haven't checked with him on that. I've had a conversation with him and given him what tools I think he needs.
Okay.
But I can check with him to see if he's getting that national training.
Well, you might follow up on that. Since Tamara has left, so I'm not sure who is handling that. I guess Garrett is. Garrett Humberson, I guess. But,
social media warriors?
Yeah.
Yeah, the social media warriors are Monica and Garrett.
Monica and Garrett? Okay.
Well, I'll check with Ricky. Somebody posted a question, how does he spell his last name? It's Friis.
Yes, very unusual.
And it's pronounced Freeze.
Yes. All right, John, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, let me kind of bring you up to date, everyone, on Indiana Live. We are still broadcasting every Monday evening at 7 p.m., and you can reach us through the state Facebook page, Convention of States Indiana. We're still averaging around 100 views, so if you can't join us, please make it a point to go on the Facebook page, state Facebook page, and view the recording. That counts as a view. But I just want to tell you that coming up October 28th, this next Monday evening, I'm going to, the topic of discussion is going to be on our Patriot pins. And I'm going to have 3 individuals on there that have received Patriot pins, George Ward, Ken Kashuba, and John Ackerman. And we're going to have a little discussion on their receiving Patriot pins. Now, I know I've issued more than these 3, obviously, and so what I'll do is I'll plan a couple more future broadcasts where we can talk about Patriot pins. But I think that's a special thing that we do, and I think that will be an interesting topic. Now, last Monday evening, our broadcast last Monday, we had our first installment of Constitutional Literacy, which was presented by Debbie Stewart, one of our volunteers here in the state, and she did a fantastic job. This is a program. Of course, this Constitutional Literacy is a program that was written by one of our co-founders, Michael Ferris, and published in booklet form. And she teaches this program as a homeschool teacher. She's a homeschool teacher, and she teaches this program in one of her government classes. So we've asked her to come on Indiana Live and present this on our broadcast. So this involves like about 25 chapters. So we're going to start out here with her appearing once a month. Hopefully, very soon we'll move her to twice a month. But it's very interesting, and if some of us have been through this. That Michael Ferris made this program available to people in Convention of States, and I went through it myself online. But it's very, very interesting. And you'll learn a lot about the Constitution. So very excited to have her on our broadcast, and we'll be having her on every month to present another chapter. The next one that she will be on will be November 18th, and the topic that evening will be Article 1, Section 1, which covers the legislative area in the Constitution. Now, Marengo Mike also appears on our live broadcast, and I wanted to show you his last appearance, and we'll be having him. I'm going to have him on the broadcast more frequently, but this was the last one that we did, and I wanted to show it to you real quick. Only a few seconds. Well, that is not the one. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened here. Let's see if this is it.
Good evening.
There you go.
Welcome to Convention of States, Indiana Live. Do you think we have a big problem with our federal government? If you do, stay tuned, because we at Convention of States have a solution as big as the problem. Our broadcast host is Dale Parrish. He's the Convention of States, Indiana State Director. Take it away, Dale.
All right. That's one of the intro pieces that we've got produced by Marengo Mike. So hope to have some more of those. So join us on Monday evenings at 7 o'clock for our broadcast. All right. Okay, let's move on. Young Americans, I know Maya is in class this evening. Paul, you got anything to report on for her?
Well, she's still been meeting with the Teenage Republicans group, And actually, as a result of that group, she got an invitation to the bean dinner that you talked about on November 1st. I'm kind of jealous. She actually got free admission to the VIP event right before the meeting, and she's been invited to sit at Tim Smith's table, our candidate for mayor. So hopefully she'll be doing some good work for us at the dinner. Well, we'll be sitting in the cheap seats.
Oh, you can't sit with her, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
And then as far as Debbie Stewart, she's been talking with Debbie. This is the homeschool teacher that Dale mentioned. And Debbie is going to have Maya come down to Indianapolis area where Debbie teaches, and Maya's going to get to present Convention of States to her homeschool Constitution class. And Debbie really wants to do a project out of that presentation where her students are doing something to promote Convention of States. So we're really looking forward to that. And then finally, Rodney had given Maya a person to contact actually in Missouri to help get him started as a Young Americans coordinator, and Maya's trying to make contact with him.
Okay. All right. Good deal. All right. Thanks. Okay. Tim, are you? I see you're on tonight. Tim Heidenreich, you there? Well, I don't. All right. I guess we can't unmute him. You're muted, Tim. All right. Okay. Well, I just want to mention that Tim is, of course, our state prayer contact person. So if you have any prayer needs, please contact him so he can pass those on to our national group. But I wanted to say specifically here, former Senator Tom Coburn is, I hope you all know who he is. He's a very staunch advocate for Convention of States. Apparently he's struggling with some health issues again here. So everyone, please remember him in your prayers. I don't know his status or his condition right now. All I know is that the word was put out. He's struggling with some health issues, so keep him in mind. Okay.
I'll just say real quick that he was supposed to be in Pennsylvania, and he's never turned down a trip to a state legislature to testify for Convention of States, no matter how bad he was feeling. And he couldn't make let Mark know he couldn't make this trip, so he must be feeling pretty bad right now.
Yeah, that's too bad. Okay, well, before we go around the horn, I want to make sure everyone's aware of this. Due to Thanksgiving coming up in November, our November state call is going to be moved up a week to November 20th. Normally we do our state calls on the fourth Wednesday of every month, but due to Thanksgiving, we're moving it up to the third Wednesday, which will be November 20th. So please make note of that. All right, let's go around the horn here. Tim Kachuba, are you still there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to bother putting the video on. That might freeze me up again. So
okay.
Yeah, I'll just give you a quick recap of what I was going to go into as to what I'm currently working on a little bit with the comms team. As I was mentioned a week or so ago, there was a convention called Made in America held downtown at the Indianapolis Convention Center.
Oh yeah.
I had to be down there to do some work for a vendor, but took advantage of the time while I was down there to take a look. It was the first time that the convention had been held. And
so you're gonna have to hear this when I'm on the webcam.
it was
And I'm gonna be
it was
speaking a little bit.
there.
Okay,
It was
Richard,
anyway.
mute yourself.
I did it for your benefit, not mine.
Richard, mute yourself.
Is that light a lot brighter?
It was.
Mute yourself, please.
There we go. It was basically a convention about inventions and entrepreneurs in America that have built a business out of something that they either invented or had an idea about and started a business. So the short of the story is basically it was attended pretty well by a lot of business people. And I took advantage, after doing the work I had to do, to basically stand outside the convention hall and interview some people that were coming out. Surprisingly, most of them were small business owners, not only from the state of Indiana, but all around the country. And I was surprised to find out that not one that I spoke to knew anything about Convention of States or Article 5. So I took some interviews, which I'm working on to try and put them onto our Facebook, use for our social media, Facebook page and other things. But I realized in talking to all these business people that maybe that's another area we need to target is small business owners, because it doesn't seem that many of them have any idea what Convention of States is. And so I'm working on that a little bit, but just another idea.
Okay, interesting. Good. Thanks, Ken. Okay, Jerry Rowe, you got anything? Jerry Rowe.
Yeah, I had to go find unmute. On that small business thing, I did a home show here in Lafayette last spring, and this time, instead of concentrating on the audience, I concentrated on the exhibitors. I went around to all those and gave them information about Convention States, besides having the display for Convention States. So I thought, well, Convention States is good for their business to get power back from Washington, D.C. They should be the most interested. So anyway, there's that, and I posted some more things to the COS Wiki here in the last month or two, and starting to get more involved again with other things like SIA and stuff, and the edition is beginning to approach. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
In fact, the lights are up outside the thing on the outside walls.
He's talking about an addition to his house, folks, that he's been working on for
months.
All right.
It's
Jerry,
the main room is 20 by 30, so I should be able to get a small group in there just fine.
All right. Thanks, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thomas, are you still there yet? All right. Well, looks like we're not going to get Thomas here this evening. Whoops. Okay. Ken Colbert, I see you're on here. Can you unmute yourself? Ken, can you unmute yourself? All right, guess not. Okay, Melvin's been on. Ed Paraguay, see you on here.
Good evening, Dale and the group. I guess I've got two things. As I've told some of you already, I plan to set up two tables this year at the next gun show in Fort Wayne at the Coliseum, which is November 30th and December 1st. I've got to figure out again how to get the money flowing towards CPI, but we'll get that going. And I plan to attend the strategy meeting on Saturday. I'm hoping Vicki Mooring will be well enough to ride along with me. She's not on tonight, and I know she's been having trouble with her eyes and has had thus far little little help from the doctors. That's I guess that's all I.
Really? Huh. You know, Ed, you mentioned gun shows. I think I've been thinking that on Indiana Live, we just may do a segment one night on gun shows and why gun shows seem to be so good for us with our information table. So just so you know that, I'll definitely want you to participate in that. So.
Okay, well, thanks for the heads up. I'll jot down some ideas.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Ed.
You're welcome.
Okay. Who else we got here? Corey, are you still on? Well,
yes, I'm here.
Oh, hi. Okay. Corey is one of our new district captains. I think you've just about completed the training program almost, haven't you?
Yep.
All right.
Just about.
Good, good. Well, glad you got anything you want to say or anything on your mind?
Well, not really. It's a lot of good stuff going on. I'm looking forward to setting up some meetings with the representatives in my district, and that's one thing I'm really looking forward to is actually getting to talk to them and interview them a little bit and see where they're coming from.
All right. All right. Well, good, Corey. Glad to have you, bud. Thanks for joining in tonight. Okay. Richard, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
There you are.
Yeah, I was a little bit late tonight. My daughter had a banquet with cheer and whatnot, and I was attending that and everything. So I missed most of the spiel that was put out.
Well, we recorded it tonight, so you can watch the recording.
That's great. Things I have going on tomorrow, there'll be a Convention of States presentation with guest speakers at the St. Joseph's Tea Party Patriots meeting held at the GOP building in South Bend. And it's funny you should talk about gun shows because I got information about one in Mishawaka, and I'm sending out requests to the people that are overseeing it to put a booth out there Friday, November 8th from 3 to 8 p.m. And I don't know how big of an area it is, and they said if it's $45, so I'm going to try and get out there for a night.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Okay. Anything else going on, Richard?
No, that's it so far.
All right. All right. Thanks. All right, everyone. That's it for tonight. Thank you all for attending. I'll get the recording out to you, everyone. I hope it recorded okay. And once again, look for us in November 20th for our November State Call. And look forward to seeing everyone this Saturday at the strategy meeting. I know we got a good group, as far as I know, planning to come, so that ought to be very exciting. So looking forward to seeing everyone. And so that's it for me. Have a good night, everyone. Good night.
Good night.